Hey guys, Kathy here. Obviously from the title you can tell that this is a bit more of a different video to what I'm used to recording, but I did debate long and hard whether or not I wanted to record this particular video, but I thought, well, it has the possibility to do some good and I don't think it's going to do any harm, so I decided to. For those of you who are in Australia, you're probably aware, but for those who are watching who are from other countries, you probably aren't. The state of Queensland, and specifically an area called the Wide Bay Burnett, has been hit with some devastating floods. The area got hit by floods 2 years ago, in the biggest floods in, I think it was like 70 years, where an absolutely enormous area of Queensland went underwater. It has never been seen on such a scale before. So that flood was, yes, the worst since the 1942 floods. The flood that they've just had now breaks that record, which makes it the biggest flood ever to be recorded in the area, and the damage has just been devastating. The main city which has been devastated is Bundaberg, which is actually, it was my hometown. I was born and bred there and lived there for 22 years. And I loved it. I love that town. So, needless to say, seeing it being completely devastated is pretty depressing, to be honest. Sorry, I'm reading. I wrote down some stuff. So, the damage is horrific. The main bridge linking the two sides of the town has been badly damaged and closed, therefore restricting access for people trying to get to and from either side, which has caused unbelievable delays with the traffic, and it's been really bad with the kids all going back to school for the new year. So it's caused chaos to parents, teachers, kids alike. Over 7,000 houses have been damaged. Many have been completely destroyed. Some have even been washed away, so there's not even the stumps are left. So obviously, as you can imagine, many have been left with absolutely nothing, not even a spare set of clothes. The floodwaters have now receded, which has now revealed exactly what devastation has occurred and the cleanup that is required. Needless to say, it's going to take years to rebuild, and I think that many people are realising that it won't fully recover, as there's going to be people who just go, we can't face this anymore, I'm not choosing to rebuild, because if you've been flooded twice in 3 years, you're going to be pretty shattered. Aside from the infrastructure damage, as well as the loss of people's possessions, at the moment Bundaberg is actually suffering from continual food supplies shortages, and the reason for this is because several of the major shopping centres have been closed because they were damaged. They were completely flooded and they've been closed and will be for months. So you're funneling about 70,000 people into a single shopping centre, which was not built to cope with that amount of people. So that single Woolworths is continually running low on fresh food supplies. Seeing friends and family who have lost so much, who are then going out and helping each other, and those who are worse off than themselves, while I'm, I suppose, happy and sleeping in my own bed without any troubles at all, was certainly a wake-up call to me about what I could do. But donating money and goods and stuff is all very good, and they help, but I'm only a single person, and there are thousands of people out there that need help, and the amount that I can give is obviously not going to do that much of a difference. So, obviously I understand that not everybody can donate money. Obviously, at the moment, money is tight for a lot of people. We've had the GFC, a lot of people have lost their jobs, etc. So I understand that money is not necessarily something that is easy to donate. But there are other things that you can do. That old doll you might have been saving for a possible granddaughter in the future could really help a little girl right now who's lost all of her toys and has nothing left, and certainly bring her a little bit of happiness in what's sure to be some dark days ahead. I think the story which really touched me the most was there was an elderly woman who'd lived in the area all her life, and her husband of 50 years had passed away a couple of years ago, and she had lost everything. So I included all of her photos, memoirs of him, everything, and she's completely lost, shattered, devastated, just didn't know what to do with herself. And a lady who actually happens to be one of my friends saw the news post on it and thought, well, there's not much I can do in terms of monetary value, but I have skills in being able to restore photographs. So she's now donating as much time as required to people who can find photographs that are still left in their house but have been badly damaged. And she will then professionally, free of charge, restore them and send them back. So it's not about necessarily money, but you might have a talent that you can use to help. Even if you don't have a talent that you can help, you may have possessions in your possession. You might have some possessions which you're planning on upgrading or throwing away soon. Well, instead of doing that, you can donate them to places like Lifeline or the Salvos, and they can really help. I will post below exactly the different places where you can donate money to or items, and those which are accepting help. But personally, I've used the Red Cross and also the Salvation Army. In my opinion, especially for monetary donations, I find them to be some of the best, because I know that the money isn't going to be lining a bureaucrat's pocket. It's actually going to go to the people that need it. So those two organisations I highly recommend for money donations. I don't doubt that my beautiful town, as well as the surrounding areas which have been devastated, will recover, because the tenaciousness of the people that live there is incredible, but they can't do it all by themselves. And I know it's cliche, but every little bit really does help. So please dig deep in whatever way you can and help the people of the Wide Bay Burnett region. Thank you.